This is a 2003 Sportsman 500 HO. And it ain't got no spark. I'm not kidding you. There's no spark to be had whatsoever. If you take off the front cowl and check out the PCM, or the little computer, ECM, whatever you want to call it, this is the computer. You check the signal from that to the ignition coil, which is this little wire here, the little white and blue. There's nothing. You check the signal going into that, there's nothing. It's actually got two things that are wrong with it. First of all, this is bad. This is the pickup coil, and it's not doing a damn thing. And furthermore, the stator's bad. I'm not getting anything off of the stator. You can see where it's got a bunch of crud and stuff coming out of it. So anyway, how do you get into those? Those are the old ones. Let me show you. I threw it together just kind of a quickie, but there's 4 screws you pull out of the plate there, and then you undo this screw, undo some along the back side of here. Once you do that, you can pull this down and tuck it underneath. The next thing you want to do is pull your panels off in your seat and whatnot. Those are really easy. They're just little tabs that you pull out. You start at the back and then work your way forward. And then you pull out the bolts around through here, all the way around. You don't have to pull the lever off because you can push it down. Once those are all pulled off, you run a pry bar either on this side of the pipe or down in here. Be gentle with the pipe, but there's a little knob behind where the pull start is, and you can pry that back. Once that belches, you can get or burps, you can get through the rest of it. Just work a little around here, work a little around there. And this pries off. You don't have to drain the oil or nothing. I need a tripod, don't I? This is hard without using 2 hands. But basically, the funny thing about this is, as I'm working on this, I keep thinking, man, this reminds me of a Subaru, you know, because I always use a 22mm for the bolt in the middle of the flywheel. And sure enough, of course, this is made by Fuji Heavy Industries, the same company that makes Subaru. Kind of interesting, Polaris, and then the North Star on the Subaru. Kind of fun. Anyway, here is the first part that I talked about, the pickup coil, and then inside of this is a stator. So you undo this, you use an impact gun. It's just normal right hand thread, big fat washer, and you want to use a puller. You can get a puller from Harbor Freight pretty cheap. You just need a little triangle puller with a center bolt thing, and then just run the bolts into the 3 spots here and then tighten this down, and it will give up like it's some kind of French, and I shouldn't say any jokes about the French, but anyway, it'll come off real easy. It'll give up, and there it is. That's all there is to it. It's not too bad if you aren't afraid to dive in and, you know, get into that thing. This one had a bunch of shorts on the back side of the stator. There's just these 3 screws right here, 1, 2, 3, and that pulls that off. There's a screw here and a screw here, and another little ground screw back here. What I like to do is I'll pull these off and just kind of pry it off, and then I'll put a screwdriver through the middle and get the screw there, a little ground screw, and then you untuck the wires around. You'll flip it around, and when you do, so this is the way it is when it's in there. There's one side that's got a little plastic thing sticking up, and that goes like that. So you pull it around, and then you'll see the little solder connections for it. There's 4 wires. If you have it turned around like this, I want to say it goes red, red and black, brown with a stripe, and then regular solid brown or yellow on this one. But anyway, look at yours. Yours may vary. Just however it is, do it the way it is. But that's how you get to your stator on your Sportsman 500, and that's what causes you to get your spark back.